They say women are mysterious, but what if I told you that the real magic lies in the quiet moments, in the small pleasures they keep tucked away, hidden even from the men closest to them? See, it's not about secrets meant to deceive, it's about the simple, soulful joys that help a woman feel alive, confident, and in control of her world, no matter her age. These are the secret pleasures women have, but rarely talk about. There's something almost sacred about the quiet rituals women create for themselves. The small, seemingly ordinary habits that bring peace, confidence, and balance to their lives. It's not about luxury or vanity, it's about connection. The moment she wakes up and lets the first light of dawn kiss her face, she's not just greeting the morning, she's honoring life itself. When she takes time to nourish her skin, it's not just about looking radiant, but about reminding herself that she deserves care, that she is worth every second of attention she gives to her own well-being. The cup of tea she prepares isn't just a drink, it's a pause in time, a warm moment of gratitude between the rush of responsibilities and the quiet whisper of her thoughts. In those still moments, she doesn't have to prove anything, please anyone, or play any role. She just is fully herself, calm, beautiful, and enough. She writes her thoughts in a journal not to impress, but to release, to understand, to reconnect with the woman beneath the noise of daily life. These small acts of self-love are invisible to the world but powerful beyond measure. They heal her from exhaustion, recharge her spirit, and remind her that joy doesn't always come from grand events. It blooms in the everyday moments she claims for herself. It's in these private rituals that she reclaims her identity, not as a mother, daughter, or partner, but as a woman, whole and complete on her own. And though she may never speak of it, these gentle moments of quiet self-love are what give her the strength to face the world with grace, compassion, and unwavering light. There's a quiet power in the way a woman chooses to nourish her body with intention. It's not about dieting, restriction, or chasing numbers on a scale. It's about honoring the body that has carried her through every season of life, understanding that food can be both fuel and comfort, medicine and joy. She finds a secret pleasure in preparing a colorful plate of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, knowing that each bite gives her energy, balance, and vitality. There's something deeply satisfying in sipping a glass of water slowly, feeling it refresh her from the inside out, or in enjoying a warm cup of green tea that soothes her mind after a long day. These are quiet rituals of self-respect, moments where she chooses what's right for her body rather than what the world tells her to crave. She doesn't see healthy eating as a rule to follow, but as a form of self-love, a promise to herself that she deserves to feel good, light, and strong. She enjoys cooking her meals with care, adding a touch of creativity, turning ordinary food into something healing and meaningful. Even when no one's watching, she takes pleasure in the colors, the aromas, and the textures that bring life to her plate. She listens to her body with patience, learning when to nourish it, when to rest it, and when to let it indulge without guilt. It's in these mindful choices that she rediscovers control, balance, and confidence. Every meal becomes a quiet affirmation that health is beauty, that self-discipline is freedom, and that she doesn't need to chase perfection. Only harmony between her body, her spirit, and the life she's creating each day through care, awareness, and gratitude. There's a certain magic in the way a woman moves when she's doing it for herself, not for anyone watching. It's not about chasing a perfect body or comparing herself to anyone else. It's about the way her body feels alive when she moves with purpose and gentleness. The simple rhythm of a morning walk, the soft stretch that releases the tension in her shoulders, or the way she sways to music while cooking, these are her secret pleasures. Movement becomes her language of freedom, a way of saying to herself, I am still here, still strong, still capable. She doesn't need heavy weights or intense workouts to feel powerful. Even the smallest acts, climbing stairs, tending her garden, or practicing slow breathing, become rituals of grace. Each step, each movement reconnects her with her body, reminding her that it's not just something to be maintained, but something to be celebrated. As she moves, her worries seem to loosen, her thoughts become clearer, and her spirit feels lighter. She realizes that exercise is not punishment but a privilege, a chance to honor the strength that age cannot take away. The movement itself becomes a meditation, a dance between her mind and body where peace replaces pressure. Her heart beats stronger, her posture softens, and her energy flows naturally. She finds beauty in the balance between effort and ease, between control and surrender. The more she moves, the more she glows, not because she's chasing youth, but because she's embracing life. Through these moments of mindful motion, she rediscovers herself again and again, not as someone trying to stay young, but as someone fully alive, grounded and grateful for every breath, every step, and every beat of her own rhythm. There is a quiet strength in the moments when a woman allows herself to pause, to step back from the noise of the world and listen to the stillness within. In that silence, she finds a kind of peace that no words can describe. It's not loneliness, but a sacred space where she can breathe without expectation, without judgment. When she sits with her thoughts, she begins to see herself more clearly. The chaos of her day slowly fades, and what remains is her truest essence, calm, grounded, and aware. She finds comfort in the sound of her own heartbeat, in the rhythm of her breathing, in the gentle reminder that she is alive and whole just as she is. These moments of stillness are where she gathers her strength, where she lets go of the things that no longer serve her. They are quiet conversations with her soul, where she listens more than she speaks. Sometimes it's during a walk at sunset, sometimes it's while sipping tea by the window, or lying awake at night with only her thoughts for company. In these moments, she rebalances herself, letting peace replace pressure, gratitude replace worry, and clarity replace confusion. It's here that she realizes she doesn't have to constantly do more or be more to be worthy. Stillness becomes her way of healing, her silent teacher that guides her back to center whenever life pulls her in too many directions. She rediscovers that reflection isn't about dwelling on the past, but about reconnecting with the present, understanding her emotions, and choosing her next steps with wisdom and grace. In her stillness, she doesn't lose herself. She finds herself all over again, stronger, softer, and more certain of the woman she continues to become. There comes a time in a woman's life when she begins to see herself differently, not through the eyes of others, but through the calm understanding of her own heart. She no longer needs to chase approval or prove her worth to anyone, because she finally realizes that everything she was searching for outside has always lived quietly within her. She finds peace in her reflection, not because it's flawless, but because it tells the story of everything she has overcome. Each wrinkle, each scar, each lesson has shaped her into someone wiser, softer, and stronger. What used to make her insecure now makes her proud. She learns that self-acceptance isn't about perfection, but about peace. The peace of knowing she is enough, exactly as she is. There's freedom in not needing validation, in laughing freely without worrying who's watching, in saying what she feels without fear. This self-assurance becomes her secret pleasure, one that glows silently in her smile and her eyes. She starts caring more about how she feels than how she looks, more about her energy than her image. Her days become lighter because she's stopped carrying the weight of others' expectations. She finds joy in simple things, comfort in her own company, and strength in her calmness. She begins to trust the timing of her life, realizing that every delay, every detour was part of her becoming. The wisdom she carries now isn't loud, it's quiet and graceful, like a steady heartbeat that keeps her centered no matter what happens around her. She radiates from within, not to be noticed, but because she is content, and in that contentment lies her truest beauty, the kind that time cannot fade and no one can take away.